Hello everyone, SpeeDMan here, and welcome back to part 7 of our Let's Learn Civilization 6 United States run. So, today's episode, we're going to go ahead and get a couple more of these settlers down. That way we can get one more settle here, which actually we are already on the way there, that's good. We're going to likely try to settle a couple more of these cities in this region here. That would be a really nice kind of setup that I would like. You know, a good aqueduct or two here would help. Just get these cities kind of like a good amount of water output, you know, for housing. And then what I would say is going to be key here as well is getting an aqueduct here, because this will technically be a coastal city, so it's not going to have access to fresh water. But I put an aqueduct next to it, that's going to give me 6 housing, and that's going to make the city able to pop off a lot more. We put this down here. We set up a couple of these little fishing boats here, you know. Then we develop this further. In this tile, this would actually provide us, let's see, what's the appeal? All the appeal here would actually be pretty good. We could gain a lot of potential value here. It's still going to be charming in a lot of the cases, but what's going to happen essentially is that we're going to get some tiles that are going to be very powerful once we get the Eiffel Tower. Once again, we are going to make a serious dedicated push for that. Yes, we could buy this, but the thing is that personally, at this stage of the game, it would be better to play into a particular play style like this. So I'm not worried about getting Leonardo da Vinci, but what I would like to get is one that's going to provide us some good bonuses in that case. So we're going to kind of play off of that. And I kind of like, he's asking me, that doesn't really make sense. He's asking me not to settle places there after I've already settled a place. There's nothing I can change about that, so I'm not sure what his issue is. He's just going to have to deal with that. I'm still going to go ahead and settle a city here anyways, because I don't really care what his deal is. I am going to go ahead and get this lumber mill up and running. It's going to give me a nice bat of production, 5 production, 1 food. Excellent. And then I'm going to bring this guy down here and then just go ahead and finish off that last use and get a little bit of food growth going. We got good yields here. This is getting a couple culture, which is nice. So that does help. Additional yields always are beneficial. And we can actually go ahead and bring him along for the ride. That'll help with the amenities potentially. We have 4 population, and we are much more positive in loyalty pressure. So as you can see here, there is loyalty from the north, and we have loyalty in the south. So we're doing a-okay there. We do want to go ahead and get these guys up and running soon. The sooner we get these guys developed, the better. City only has 21 production, so it's not a lot. We do want to try to find eventually a means to upgrade that production further, so we're going to have to look for some things we could do. We could, you know, buy potentially a couple of, let's see here, we have monumentality, and how many turns left? 3 turns? I could actually go ahead and just buy a few builders, and maybe like, you know, put down a mine, mine here and there, just so that way we get a little bit extra, extra power, not power, but production. But actually the thing is that that's going to take appeal away from this. So if I take appeal away from that, that's actually going to be a negative for us. So, ooh, it's a tough choice. It's a tough choice. I think it might be better in the long game to actually play into the sanctuary here instead of getting a mine here. I'd rather put a mine in a place where there's no sanctuary nearby. So if, for example, the yields here potentially aren't going to be really that great, you know, like a farm there, I could remove that and actually gain more from it. Could also buy a couple settlers. I think that might actually be a wiser decision for us, to be honest. I may actually go ahead and consider doing that. So let's see. Got a little production. I can actually go ahead and taper off of that and then go into that. That'll give us a little bit of everything. You know, some science, culture, and gold. Does not hurt. And then we're just going to go that, eliminate that. And then we're going to go ahead and potentially buy a settler. We're going to go ahead and just let this one build for now, at least. I also would like to consider a place for Taj Mahal. Taj Mahal that needs to be built next to a river. I need to see where we have a theater square nearby a river so that way I can build one near that. That would be probably the best course of action there. We're working on Potala Palace. Actually, I could probably work on these and then just outright buy that. And then I'll wait a turn. Amenities, let's see how we can fix that. They're displeased, we need to get some more amenities, so getting eventually, once we have it available, okay, we got 16 population, so we can go ahead and work on an entertainment complex. What we'll do this turn is we'll go ahead, pick up that. We'll get enough faith next turn to buy another settler, and we'll just do it that way. That way, we'll have all the major settler needs for the game covered, at least for a while. And then we can go ahead and maybe later on get another city here, and this would be a pretty good setup. So I'm pretty happy with that. We could definitely make do with that. That's for sure. That's no problem. I'd rather build it in this city. Yep, you're going to denounce us. You're not really threatening us very much, so you're fine. In this situation, he does decide to develop an army, then basically what I'm going to do is just develop, you know, a topside navy and just go ahead and take these cities. Since if he wants to create problems, then I'll do so without hesitation. Gonna go along the borders. Could definitely do some damage to that city for sure. Let's just do a quick check around here. Good. Just wanted to see if there was another barbarian or something nearby, just in the off chance that there was, and we'd be able to protect ourselves against that. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to set up the city for here. And then we'll go ahead and buy our last settler here. And you will go to here. Go ahead and cancel those, since I'll just let those just do their thing for a while. It's gonna take them a little while to get there, obviously. You know, that's gonna be next era, but I'm not too concerned. Let's keep you just heading that way. You can head over here and use your last use on that. That actually is going to give us some good yields, you know, it'll help us. And then let's look towards a way to start picking up some proper gold income. He has no gold. Now that's a good amount of gold. Now that helps us. That helps us get back up on our feet economically. We'll go ahead and actually let's see here. Since we already have a preserve in that position, eventually setting up a city there later on will be useful. So we have one going that way, one going that way, one that's going this way. And then we'll just need two more after that. And then we're basically going to be just about for the most part completely set up. Maybe one later in the game. You know, there really aren't that many more settlers that I'm going to need to produce. So really by the time I get conservation activated is when I'm going to go ahead and just completely take that off. Just have that available just in case I want the option. The settler card here is definitely helping get a lot of these going faster. That's 8 turns, so that is pretty quick. Let's take a quick look and see if anyone is trying to build Potala Palace now. Not visible, so we'll go ahead and just do a little bit of work on that so we can get another settler down. More of these settlers that we do, the better. Basically what we'll be doing is we'll put ourselves in a long-term better position. We can do more with that. We are now neutral with him instead of unfriendly, so that's good. We can actually be friendly with him, and that would be helpful for us. That way we don't have a northern threat, but we can deal with this western threat. He is collecting some units here. So I'm going to go ahead and start shipping a defensive unit here. And eventually, once I get the next population, for 10 population, I'm going to go ahead and build a harbor. Let's see here. Baltimore got done with the theater square, so that's good. That is going to provide us just a little extra of a boost. I think that's a campus, yeah. And that will improve once I have this up and running, so that's okay. I'm not really concerned at all for that. Let's go ahead and pick that up. Library would be pretty solid for us at this stage of the game. So again, if he wants to create a problem here and declare war, then I have no problem making the means to defend myself. Hattusa. I'm going to go ahead and take that back. In this case, because that is a good one for us to get. Send a trade route. I'm not really concerned about doing that, but I will just go ahead and pop one into that. I take that back, and then I can also, let's see, how much is it to levy? 1,200. So I'll have to make a serious effort to get that, but let's see, what's the combat strength of them? 62. Yeah, so I could just basically buy, levy these troops and just ship them on down here, and then I could actually take these cities fairly quickly. So that's not going to be that bad. I'm going to hold this here. I'm not going to get rid of it, and the reason is I'm going to wait until I have that city down eventually, then do that. Otherwise, I'm just losing food value for no reason. What we can do, actually, instead, is we can go ahead and consider picking up a lumber mill or two. In that case, that wouldn't hurt. A lumber mill would be helpful for this city. Give it just a little bit more production, which, honestly, at this stage, any and all production is going to help us. We are now entering the industrial era. It's going to be with the Dark Age, of course, but that's okay. Went into that knowing that expectation is going to be kind of how it just is going to happen. How much damage would they be able to do here? It doesn't show, okay. So I'm not too worried about the Dark Age here. I have enough population to where it's not going to be that bad. That is losing loyalty. How much is it losing loyalty? Okay, so they got that done. Good. Oh, it shifted to something else. Okay, I didn't even realize that. Let's do that. That's the safest option for us. Brazil got a normal age, so that's good. At least we're not in a terribly difficult position. That's not going to be giving us very much. That's not going to give us much. If we do decide to go to the war, this wouldn't really do much for us because there aren't going to be that many. I feel like reform the coinage. Nah. Oh, Heartbeat of Steam. Could shop that, but I feel like it'd just make more sense to give us a little more housing. Let's get you over here. Pick you up. We got another builder. It's going to help. Don't see many places that we can set up a grove. Oh, maybe a grove here could help, some of these tiles. What's the appeal? Is it neutral? It's going to go up to 2, and then that would help. It's kind of hard to tell. Both things would be okay. I mean, reserve would be okay here. It would help some of these other tiles, and it would gain them a little bit. So we can go ahead and pick up a preserve. Is there anywhere that I'm going to be getting substantial food growth? Doesn't look like there is. That city is getting a lot of bonuses, though. 2 science and 2 culture, along with the food and production, is pretty solid. I'm going to go ahead, ship you into the water. It is losing loyalty by a pretty substantial amount, so we're going to have to work with that here. We are going to get a monument in 4 turns. Let's see if we can ship somebody down here. to help the loyalty pressure kind of bring it back up. The negative amenity definitely does have an impact, though. Let's go ahead and take a look and see if we can pick up any amenities from everybody. Unfortunately, this has been a very amenity-poor game. We'll just take that out of there. I can live with having, you know, a spy go back. That's fine. I need to protect the city from losing the loyalty pressure, and that I look at it. It's just going to be too difficult for us to retain. And then... because it's loyalty specifically from him, so being an ally shouldn't exhibit any more loyalty pressure, so we should be okay there. St. Louis got the preserve done. That is perfect. Preserve here will be really nice. So we'll go ahead and we could hard build it, but I would almost rather work on something different and then just buy it. Could do that instead. Let's go ahead and work on our food and we'll just outright buy that, so that's no problem. Yeah, let's go ahead and just get ourselves an amenity here. Let's see an amenity we can pick up, and we can probably also go for this one as well. You have 3 uses, yeah, so we'll pick up a couple amenities and see if that helps us a little bit. That would be expensive, like really expensive for us. Good, okay, so that's safe. That's fine. I can live with having an alliance with him for now, and then I'll send him over to somewhere over here and consider doing some damage as well. I could do some stuff to reduce loyalty. It's going to be hard for us to actually retain it too, though, so... it's a little more that I can do here. Friendship expired. We'll go ahead and pick up... that's better. If I produce that, this also is going to lose... actually... I'm going to bring him in the water. It actually would be better for me to like pick that up and make a fishing boat than doing, you know, a mine here. As much as a mine would be nice here, if I put a mine there, the problem is it's going to really reduce the appeal in those tiles. So good, just keeping an eye on this area here. And then... can ship them down here and get ourselves a little bit more production as well. That would never hurt. Entertainment complex and a coliseum, if it's not been built, would be very, very helpful for us. Would take only a few turns as well, you know, probably within 10. Good, so you are available. Industry opportunity. You know, that actually may not actually hurt us at all to get one. That would help the city grow faster, so it may do that. We'll have another use, and then we can get that going there. Patalapals got built by John Curtin. Right? No, it says Kila, so it's something else. So now I'm a little confused exactly what it was trying to do, but... let's get one more settler. We'll just keep pumping settlers out so we get that mass expansion going. We got settler going to here. It's perfect. Let's pick up that food in production. And then you... I would say, honestly, amongst the positions I have available, here would be better. That way, when I eventually lose the, or at least, you know, try to let that alliance expire, having another city here will help just kind of prevent some of that loyalty pressure loss. That's fine. Can live without having it, even though it would be nice to have. In a situation that I would have been going for it, I still wouldn't have gotten it, unfortunately. We actually can buy this tile here. Just have them go there. And then we can actually build an industry. Or not an industry, but a, what's it called? We can build a corporation eventually once we have... Surprised it still hasn't gotten this. I'm waiting on him to get that so I can see what's next. I'm hoping and I'm banking for Wonder Production. That would be really, really important for us. Yeah. Just have you go ahead and just kind of chill out for a while. We really do need the error score, so we're going to have to get Oxford done. That's going to be critical for us. Don't see much of anything else really that we can actually get like legitimate value from. Not a good time for us to be getting a drought. Doesn't really affect very much though. And we could probably consider also getting like 1 or 2 commercial hubs somewhat soon. It would actually help us a lot. Then just a simple farm improvement could help us a little bit, just get that food going. Line infantry. I would need niter for that, but that would actually be really good because the line infantry here would actually be able to do some legit damage to that city. Also, Cuirassier, that'd be an upgrade. 230 gold. That would improve its... Let's see, that's a knight. A Cuirassier. That's 64. Versus 50. So that's actually a pretty substantial amount. What about line infantry? 65. So, I mean, I could probably get a line infantry and then a Cuirassier here, and we can combo attack these cities, and that would actually do some pretty serious damage. It's only got 40 combat strength in that city, or defensive strength, so it's not going to be super strong. Doesn't seem to be building walls either. Okay, so let's actually go back and pick up Celestial Navigation. Let's get some harbors. We're going to need to go ahead and get our economy rolling, and the harbors are going to be the main way we do that. And then let's go into steel afterwards. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 15 turns away. So overall, that's not really that bad. And a water park would be good. If I put a water park here, water park here would give us some decent amenity potential. And this would actually be a good one for us to pick up. Actually getting the additional production in general could help us a lot. So we can get that going. Plus the consulate there, that'll give us a little bit of extra production as well. So we'll get that started. He has 6 into that? Okay. Well, actually, overall, I mean, we're pretty competitive. I mean, we have really good science and culture output for the stage of the game compared to the AI. We're pretty much in line with them. And I'm actually happy with that. We're going to get a little bit of overflow science as well. So it's 146 science. We go back here, as you'll see, it's 40 science. So we're going to get overflow science. That'll help kind of build up a nice buffer. So by the time we go into these other ones, it'll actually add a little more value. So that's going to help. Let's get you set up as a lumber mill. That'll give us a little bit. That goes to Boston. So Boston's going to need that. Good. So this helps. And then we can get this entertainment complex. And entertainment complex is going to really make a big difference. And then as we start developing some more things around it, that'll help kind of develop some really good, just eventual, like, just needed strength in our empire. Now we have another city. It's a little south for Dallas, but hey, I mean, that works. Let's go ahead and buy that tile, and then I'll pick that up. And we'll buy that since that's just an amazing tile for us. 3 food, 3 science, 2 production. That helps us a lot. It is active, so I'm not going to build anything on it though. I'm going to just hold off on that for now. And then I'll probably put down, let's see here. Yeah, I'll probably put down like a mine or something here. And we'll go from there. Actually, mine would be a bad idea because, yeah, I just realized if I put a mine there, that's going to reduce the appeal value in this by 1, and that's going to make it harder for me to make this like solid. Let's go ahead and take that out. Once we have our entertainment complex, we could definitely consider getting Coliseum. I'm hoping it's not been taken. If it's not been taken, that's okay. Or if it has been taken, that's okay. We'll just kind of build this up and eventually get the Estadio del Maracanã. And that'll be a good one for us. Has he gotten this? Triggers you a moment for computers. Build 1 more district than the population limit allows. That one's, it's okay. It's not the one I'm looking for though. Ah, so once I have one industry, it doesn't let me make another one. Interesting. So what I'll have to do is when I settle another city here, I'll just basically just put the industry down here. So that's fine. That's no problem. Let's go ahead and consider a little bit of expansion. I would say a commercial hub would be ideal, to be honest. Like a commercial hub around here could be definitely helpful here. And we'll put it down here. We can live with the granary being delayed for now. We've got plenty of housing at the moment, so we're okay. And then we'll just go back and pick up a little bit of food. Can now settle that city there, so that is perfect. Let's go ahead and get also very far south for Atlanta. Yes, the -1 appeal is really what's going to kill me there, so it's probably better that I don't do that. If I do decide to build something, I could probably build something like a farm or something like that. That'll be decent for us, but that would make more sense than building that. A couple farms would actually help more. Let's go ahead and just bring it around here. See what's out in the whole region. If there's anything decent for us to pick up. Atlanta. We'll get that pre-built. It's breathtaking, but I mean, thing is that that's not going to do much for us. I mean, a couple science, yeah, but I can gain more science by just having that built. And is there anywhere that I can get good food? Yeah, I mean, that's about as good as it's going to get, so that's fine. So we need 13 more era score to secure a normal age. We've got another one of these settlers going down. That's good. And then we'll get another settlement here. And then we'll be covered in loyalty. We'll be covered in the whole loyalty situation, so we'll be good. Natural disaster. Of course, it destroys the farm that I just built, so that's lovely. It's 1 more food. Yeah, I mean, that's really not as wonderful as it seems to be. Okay. Then, let's go ahead and bring you to here. Settle you there, and then get this going. That'll help this city grow a little bit more as well once we have things kind of opened up. The reason I built a campus there first is I would rather get my science direction a little bit faster. I need to make sure I kind of push ahead of these guys, and then I can develop my other infrastructure there for that. What I'll do is actually I'll save a little cash. It's about, what, a 365 gold? Let's see if we can pick up a little bit of gold. We have some duplicate amenities. We're actually going to hold on to these. as tempting as it is to kind of throw some of that away. Let's go 30. Pick up a few hundred. And then purchase trader here. That way we can develop that and we'll ship it down to Washington, and that'll help the city kind of really get back to where I want it to be. Okay, so we're gonna save up the niter for the turn. That way we've got enough. And then +5 per turn. Okay, so in a turn or two we'll get this guy uprated, and we'll just go ahead and declare war on Australia here. And then we'll just get to work here on some stuff. It's got a +3 campus here, so it's a pretty good campus, but I'd like us to go ahead and take that city. That would actually benefit us a lot. So let's go ahead and get our stuff set up. Let's get some walls here so we can protect our city. It's like a small island that we could set up there. Could go back and pick up a little bit of niter. Get that. 650 gold. Okay, so let's get ourselves a little gold. There we go. Upgrade you. Have you get in the water, and we're just going to bring you right on down. Some farms here would help us alignment. Yeah, realizing it's better to have a couple farms so we can get a little bit of food growth. Like that tile there is providing us a significant like bonus to our growth potential here. We'll go ahead and take that off. And then what we'll do is we'll get this preserve going. That'll be really good for our city here. We'll get you over here. We're about 30, just a little over 30 turns away from the next era, so we're doing okay on era score. We're going to be getting an entertainment complex and we'll get a water park going here, so that's going to help us. Once we get more of these amenities, that'll help provide a little bit of positive amenities towards us in general. So I wanted to put it there, so that way the eventually if I can get something for it that'll provide me like any amenities within a range of 6, I can make good use of that. We'll build a couple farms here. Atlanta, we'll set that up. That'll help that city grow a good bit more. There we go. 2 food, 3 gold, and 1 production. Buffalo, campus is done. Perfect. We'll go ahead and get started on that. Charleston. Would say actually it'd be beneficial for us to pick up that. Just keep looking around. And then shortly here, we'll finish up our next couple turns, and then we'll prepare for a war. I'm going to go ahead and build a galley here. Because I have a feeling if that gets taken, I can just... If that gets taken by barbs, I'm just going to steal that, because why wouldn't I? Oh, he's losing loyalty pressure. Or he's losing loyalty. Well, that's good. May not actually have to take it. I don't know. We'll have to see. These guys would definitely do some serious damage to it, though, so... I think there's a good stopping point, everyone. I want to thank you all for your time. This has been a lot of fun, this particular series. And, yeah, we'll keep the videos coming. And let's keep on having fun. Alright, everyone. Y'all have a good one. SpeeDMan out.